Hello, everyone. So, this story is really ridiculous, but it happens, and I'm not really shocked, unfortunately. Black man alleges airline kicked him off plane so a dog could fly first class. And this is by Tanya Edwards out of Yahoo Lifestyle. And so, this is sad, but it's not unusual that these type of things happen. It's underreported when types of situations such as these occur. So a man who says that he was forced off an American Airlines flight so a dog could fly first class is suing the carrier. So according to the Waco station of KWTX, Donna Holcomb of Killeen, Texas, said in a Tuesday statement alongside his attorney that Reginald McCamey Sr. that he wants to change the discrimination policies of the airline. So Dana was taken off an airplane. So a dog, uh, I believe it's not a Donna, but it's a Dana. I could be Dana. Taken off the airline because a dog was allowed to fly the first class cabin. So McCamey Sr. told reporters in Texas while announcing the legal action. So the alleged incident occurred back in April as Holcomb was flying from Las Vegas to Austin after his 53rd birthday. Um, so a trip which had a connecting flight in Phoenix. At the time, KXXV reported that Holcomb, who was flying in the first class cabin, was seated beside a woman traveling with her support dog. And so the support dog actually had more clout than the actual human being, of course. So a miniature Okay, so this is something totally unrelated. It looks like it has something to do with a horse that's in the aisle seat on the flight up to Chicago. So it seems like animals actually get more respect than some people do. So Holcomb goes on to say with the story related here that who says that he is allergic to dogs, told that KXXV that he had suffered an allergic reaction shortly after sitting down. So she began to ask everyone in the first class section if they would be willing to exchange the seats with her, and no one was willing to do so or do that at the time. So the captain of the airplane and the flight attendant then told Holcomb, "You're not to go back to the rear of the plane or you're going to get off the plane. And so you're going to do it the easy way or the hard way," according to McCamey Sr. Okay, so apparently there was probably, I would say, some verbiage that might have went back and forth about this whole thing. But we're seeing it now here in this article. But Holcomb was taken off the plane and accused of being confrontational. Exactly what I'm thinking. Because, when you find out that you're being mistreated and you feel that there's discrimination going on, of course, you're not going to sit well with that. And some people are not going to leave just quietly. So behavior, they said he was confrontational. So behavior that he denies this, reports say in KW Texas. DX. So he was reportedly separated from his luggage, which included his medication, and stranded at the airport after that. And so, according to the lawsuit, two passengers also made sworn statements to support Holcomb's claims. So, two other people saw what went down with the confrontation of all of this, and they are going to back him up on what they also seem to be true. So what American Airlines is doing is discrimination, McCain Sr. told the reporter. So they have repeatedly humiliated African American citizens by throwing them off the plane, leaving them with no way home, no hotel, and just throwing them off the plane. So McCamey Sr. tells the Yahoo Lifestyle that Mr. Holcomb is suing American Airlines so that this will not happen to other African American people as well. So in 2017, the NAACP issued a travel advisory because of American airline discriminatory practices towards African American travelers. So the discriminatory practices that the NAACP cited in 2017 continues to this day. So Mr. Holcomb was put off the plane so that a dog could fly in the first class cabin. So a veteran who served to protect all Americans, he is now fighting so that all Americans can feel as though that they are equal citizens when traveling. And so American Airlines tells Yahoo Lifestyle in a statement, federal regulations require American Airlines to transport service and support animals. American makes every effort to support the animals. But you notice they didn't say nothing about people that are African American. So in the case of an allergy, we work to reseat a passenger further away from the service or support animals. So, and of course, that's understandable, but still, granted, I believe something else went down on the plane, of course, but we're seeing this. So in an effort to accommodate Mr. Holcomb, the crew offered to move the customer with the support animal to another seat in the first class cabin so Mr. Holcomb could remain in his seat. So it read this. So Mr. Holcomb wasn't satisfied with the solution, so he was given the option of a seat further away from the service animal in the main cabin with a refund in the difference in fare. And so which he also declined. So after all of the attempts to accommodate Mr. Holcomb were declined, and he refused to comply with the crew member instruction, he was removed from the plane. So our team offered to rebook Mr. Holcomb and refund his first class ticket. And so that's pretty much the story. So what they're saying, American Airlines, is that they tried to seat him away from the service animal based on the fact that, if people are allergic to animals, that they would seat them further away. But Mr. Holcomb, I can see where he's coming from. He already purchased his ticket to be first class. Why are you putting this dog in head of him as a person, human being? So by him being African American and he's purchased a first class ticket, he has the allergies. Why won't you seat that dog somewhere else? So they put the dog first, but they have their rules to seat the dog, I guess, accommodate the person who needs a support dog and what have you. So that is sort of a legal thing, but anyway, and also a racial thing as well. Let's add that in there. But what do you think about a story like this? It's not shocking. It's not unfounded, but unfortunately it is true. So black man alleges airline kicked him off the plane so that a dog could fly the first class. So this is the kind of stuff that we've been seeing lately. The other thing that I noticed earlier in the week, and I didn't really talk about this, I saw it, is I don't know if and this is a separate story. So along with this story, this is a separate story that is going along with it. It has to do with the gold medalist. I believe her name is Simone Biles. I don't know if I'm saying her name correctly. Simone Biles. She's a gold medalist. She just won an Olympic gold medal. And recently her brother was involved in a shooting. And so the media could not wait to post it. And so separate from this article, I was looking at that and I was thinking to myself, okay, so here's this, Simone Biles and her brother was in a triple murder, I believe. Okay, so what was crazy about this story is that Simone Biles' boyfriend says strongest rise up from the dark places after her brother was arrested. So that's out of the people. Simone Biles' brother was on active duty in the army and busted after a cheek swab. So there's a whole lot of stuff here. Like all this stuff is starting to come out about the brother of Simone Biles. Now you notice this woman, she just recently accomplished something really big. So among all of these stories that you're seeing on August, you know, this was recent. Okay, so on August the 9th, 2016, Biles led the U.S. women's gymnastic team to win the gold, and she earned impressive 15.933 in the vault and 15.3 on balance beam and 15.8 for a crowd-pleasing floor routine in which she performed Biles, her signature move comprised of the double layout with her half twist. So that she recently was awarded a gold medal. Okay. And I think it made history what she did. Um, okay, so I guess this is the most recent thing that I can pull up about her. Okay, so, and there are probably others that you would see that reflect that. So she wins a 6 all-around title at the U.S. Gymnastics. And so she did a floor move in her gymnastics. And so this was August 11, 2019. So this is the most recent. Simone Biles makes triple-double on floor at the U.S. Gymnastics. And so for those of you that didn't see this, this was excellent. I'm not going to play it, but the thing is that she just won. Biles wins gold in floor final. And so this was like a big deal. This was just recent. And so as soon as that happened, I noticed that there were some negative comments, people that didn't like it. And we know, well, some of us know why. Some of us are going to pretend like they don't know why. It's because the young lady's black. So, then shortly thereafter, this incident happens, and they could not wait to post this crazy stuff about her brother. What does he have to do with what happened to her? Now, I know these are two separate articles, but I'm just showing you the irony of what some of us, people of color, people that are black, go through on a day-to-day basis, how this discrimination thing works. Okay, so, when you have an upside to something or something positive that happens to you, they can't wait to print something negative about you. Okay, and so I'm not done with this. And so Simone Biles' boyfriend says strongest rise up from the dark places after her brother is arrested. So her brother, Tevin Biles, I believe his name is Tevin Biles Thomas, has been charged with murder in connection with a shooting last New Year's Eve that left 3 people dead. Okay, and so this is by Maria Pasquini. Pasquini. So anyway, here's Simone Biles. She's very happy young lady who's very successful in sports. So her boyfriend, Simone Biles' boyfriend, Stacey Irving Jr., alluded to her family in an Instagram story of the Olympian's brother who was arrested in connection with a triple homicide. So the strongest people that I have ever met have not been given an easier life. So the post said on Friday. That's what it read. So they've learned to create the strength and happiness from dark places. So the same day that the 22-year-old gymnast went to post a photo of the pair smiling together, missing, let me see, okay, so apparently, missing you a little extra today. So she captioned the imagery, to which her boyfriend, a gymnast turned pro wrestler, replied, I miss you too. And I'll see you, or I missed you too, babe. I'll see you very soon. And so this was him. So the pair celebrated the 2nd year anniversary earlier that month. And so you see the little message that he left. And it's sad. It's like, it's so crazy that all these crazy things are happening. So there's Simone Biles, and there's her boyfriend. I guess he's a pro wrestler. And so shortly thereafter, all of this young lady did so well. It says, hours after her brother was arrested on the murder charges, Biles posted a message on Twitter, eating my feelings, don't talk to me. She tweeted, this was around 9:51 p.m. on Thursday, eating my feelings. And you can see her little post here. According to the officials, with the Liberty County Sheriff's Office in Georgia. Biles' 24-year-old brother, Tevin Biles Thomas, was arrested Thursday and taken into custody at about 3:30 p.m. Biles Thomas of Cleveland, Ohio, is charged with murder, involuntary manslaughter, felonious assault, and perjury, according to the statement from the Cleveland, Ohio police. So here he is pictured here, and this is Simone Biles. They could not wait to take a picture of this girl out of all her success and post her brother. And so this girl had worked so hard to be successful, and then they had to bring this up right here. Not to say that it isn't a bad thing what had happened and what took place with the brother, but what does he have to do with her? And how they post them together like this is so sad. And so the alleged shooting took place at the New Year's Eve party, December 31st of 2018, Airbnb rental, when an uninvited group entered the home and an altercation ensued between the group and the guests, say Cleveland, Ohio police. So Delvante Johnson, 19, Toshawn Banks, 21, and Devon Gibson, 23, were killed when gunfire had erupted. So in a challenging time for Simone Biles and her family, USA Gymnasts offers our continued support to Simone, her family, and her gymnastics family. USA Gymnastics said in a statement to People that this is a very personal and private situation for Biles' family, and we will respect their privacy and hopes others will do the same. So Simone Biles tweeted, "Don't talk to me," after brother is arrested on triple murder charges. So Biles and her brother did not grow up in the same household, with the gymnast being raised mostly in Texas, while Biles Thomas grew up in Ohio. So see, this is, you see, so this is so sad. But born in Columbus, Simone, Tevin, and the sisters, Adria and Ashley, were placed in foster care at a young age because their mother, Simone Biles, struggled with an addiction at the time. So the Washington Post had previously reported that. So when Simone was 6, she and her sister Adria were adopted by their grandfather and raised in Houston. And so CBS News also reported that, so that you would know, people would know about this young lady's life, that Tevin and Ashley were adopted by a great aunt and lived in Cleveland, Ohio, separate from Simone Biles, so that they have different lives, even though they're related. Local station WOIO reported. So Biles Thomas is being held at the Liberty County Jail in Hinesville, Georgia, and he is scheduled for an arraignment hearing in Cleveland, Ohio on September 13th, according to the court record. So he has not yet entered a plea, so it is unclear when he will be extradited. So the court's records do not list any attorneys for Biles Thomas. And so this is by Maria Pasquini or whatever. And so I know I said whatever, but it's just sad that they could not help but to post something like this. And so I'm not even, but I just want you to see how wrong this is right here. This girl, she did not grow up. They grew up in separate households. They grew up with adoptive relatives, relatives that they were still related to, that adopted them through their childhood because of what had happened. So she, on the other hand, had come out of all of that and did a lot of positive things in her life. And unfortunately, not all the siblings are going to have the same lives. And he grew up in another household. So, it's just sad. I'm just saying, it's just jacked up how the media will portray people in one sense, and then it turns around. Now you gotta hear all this negativity about this girl's brother, like she somehow, even though they're related, that they grew up in separate households and had separate lives. So it's sad, but anyway, with that being said, I just thought I would mention that these are two separate stories, unrelated to one another, but there's the similarity is how they treat black people. When you're successful or when you're not successful, it's just the whole irony of the whole situation. It's just really messed up. So this is a 2-for-1 article. I say this is a 2-for-1 video, but anyway, I thought I would make this because it's kind of sad. But with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for listening. It's time for people to get it together. Just because people are related to somebody, they grow up in separate households, and one sibling has a good life, the other sibling has a different type of life. They're different, they're separate individuals. They may be related, but that doesn't mean that they're going to all grow up doing the same thing. But anyway, without further ado, signing off, and thanks for listening.